My name is Darrell McKinney. I work in sculpture. I think the story I want to tell is one through objects, one that sort of can speak to people, place, culture, and history. We have this relationship with the built environment from life till we pass away. We fill our lives with objects and we form this sort of relationship to them. And in that moment, you sort of encapsulate different moments in time where it's this accumulation of different objects that speak to what you're sort of interested in at the time, your values, your level of access and wealth. Then what I'd like to do is to be able to draw on that moment and sort of manipulate it in different ways to tell a story about people. Art and design for me is a lot about decision making and the choices you make. Each of these decisions you make sort of speaks to what you value, what you're trying to achieve. So it's that balancing act in those choices where I start to see this idea of myself, and I think in that it gives you a sort of depth of communication. It's expensive to make things, so I tried to stay sort of towards salvage or cheaper materials. When I had first started working in concrete, I was just getting the big 40-pound bags of concrete for like $10 and really trying to figure out the material. It allowed me to make mistakes, and I was able to get a lot of practice on that to sort of figure out the other aspects of what it is I do. I was sort of drawn to it in that it's also a material that's sort of just everywhere. You see it in the streets, you see it in buildings, but it's fallen into the background in a lot of ways. So to be able to bring it to the forefront again in a lot of the spaces or museums and galleries, I think is a interesting juxtaposition in a lot of ways. As Black artists, your perspective is unique in the way that it's not oftentimes seen in gallery spaces or museum spaces as much. I've been trying to layer in different references that speak directly to Black culture or Black people here in Tacoma. A lot of my work is sort of based on that lived experience I've had here. It was hard early on. I didn't know how to make things, but I had the ideas. But it was very hard to kind of convince people that these ideas were good or worth funding for the opportunities to sort of be in these art spaces. If you don't know someone already kind of working in or around the industry or the specific field you're kind of interested in, I don't know how you'd be able to get access or the sort of repetition and practice on a lot of these things that you like to do. While your ideas and stuff aren't being heard or validated in the same way, those ideas are new. In a lot of cases, they're voices and ideas that haven't been seen as many times. And I think that perspective is unique to Black artists. Just being in the city right now, I would say there's a lot of creative energy, and it's an exciting time. We have an opportunity to sort of build like a real interesting community around Black arts right now.